everyone that is watching us live in the East Coast. Good morning in the West Coast. Happy Friday. Special guest today. He's a very well known business leader in our community, and he has joined us before in several presentations over the years. Mr. Luis de la Hoz, chairman of the statewide Hispanic Chamber of Commerce in New Jersey, and also the founder of the Feria de Negocios Hispanos, Hispanic Business Expo of Central New Jersey. Welcome, Luis.
Thank you, Taide. You have been here in this journey from day one. Before, this was just a project when we discussed all the details about what we was planning on accomplish. And can you believe that it's 11 years? This will be the 11th anniversary and the second virtual edition of the Hispanic Business Expo.
That's pretty impressive, Luis. And so today we're going to be talking about the upcoming Business Expo that is happening on July 20th, correct?
Yes.
And Luis is going to share with you guys, some of the highlights of the upcoming event. He's also going to share some of the stats of last year, so you motivate yourself to participate this year. E-commerce has been growing a lot over the last few months because of the pandemic. And this is a great opportunity for business owners in the New Jersey area, but also outside New Jersey who are interested in doing business in the Tri-City region, right there in New York, Connecticut, and New Jersey. This is a great opportunity for doing that. So Luis, if you allow me, let me share the website of the event, and then you can give us a little overview of what the event is all about, and then we'll share some stats and opportunities to participate on the event.
Yeah, I just want to start telling people that the biggest problems that we face as minority business owners are access to capital, access to networks, access to new markets, and since the pandemic, the digital gap, that is your main subject since like 15 years ago, became the biggest challenge because minority business owners, they use a lot of social media and a lot of platforms, but they don't use it necessarily for business purposes. They use it for personal purposes, like they know who was unfaithful in Colombia this morning, or who didn't behave during the weekend in Dominican Republic. But we don't use that power and the time that we spend on social media to share the businesses from our community, right? To support those businesses, to promote those businesses, and to allow those businesses to access to new markets. And since the pandemic, we realized that we didn't have an opportunity to do an in-person meeting, and we tested 3 platforms, and we choose one that would allow to have a lot of exhibitors. We are expecting 200 this year. Last year was 165 exhibitors. But also that would allow us to attract people from other states and from other countries. That was the main purpose of the Hispanic Business Expo. And that was the reason because we did start this process. And I mean, we are in really good company because you have been talking about digital economy since I remember, the importance of that digital economy. And if my memory works properly, you mentioned to me that the amount of the support that we get from the federal government equals the amount of money that the sales from Amazon increased during the pandemic. That's basically an amazing number that we need to consider, because imagine if those small business owners get a piece of that digital economy, we can improve. That will be better than a stimulus.
That's a great comment right there, Luis, because it was actually double. So we received over $800 billion from the federal government in support to the small business community. Almost 1.6 billion transactions happen online since the pandemic started. So just like you said, it is extremely important for small businesses to actively participate in the digital economy. And you and I have been working on this since 2008. You and I connected in 2009, if you remember correctly, And the reason why you and I connected it was because we have always been on the same page in terms of agreeing that one way to empower the small business community, it's by providing them access to resources that are going to help them to compete more effectively in the marketplace. And one tool that is extremely powerful is the internet. So you have been very active on social media, using it for business purposes, and I'm glad that you just mentioned that it is important for small businesses to use social media for business purposes.
Yes, that was the campaign that we created last year called Help Commerce and J. And the purpose was, okay, we don't have money to support small businesses, but we can support them if we like, if we share, if we make a comment, if we put testimony about the business, or if we are able, for example, many of the small business owners that only speak Spanish, I can leave a review in English. That is not for the business owner. That's for other customers that will prefer to read in English, to know and to access that type of business. And I also want to mention that the purpose is how we can help them to grow. And the main idea is, I believe that the best way is if we help them to build capacity, and if we help them to reduce that digital gap. For example, someone who participates on the Business Expo basically is learning how to create a microsite that is not fully functional, but the idea is that they learn how this operates in a way that when someone will come and offer them a website, they will have better arguments to see if what they are offering is what they need, or if the price that they are charging is what they are able to afford, right? Sometimes you get people that pay $5,000 and they are a really micro business, versus other people that they pay $2,500 for something that is more established. The main idea is we need to understand what we want to accomplish with our social media presence, and how active we want to participate on the digital economy.
Now, Luis, we know that throughout the pandemic, our online marketplaces have played a very key role in helping small businesses to promote their products and services online. So what are some of the benefits of participating at the upcoming Hispanic Business Expo in New Jersey?
The first one is the networking. The idea is that if you participate, everybody that visits your booth, you will be able to download that database. And what we realized after last year edition is that if someone is spending money using ads in any platform, you will spend less money if you want to participate in the expo to build a better qualified database of prospects and contacts that you can reach out to after the event happens. One of the things that we realized with the Hispanic Business Expo was that everything can be tracked on the digital economy versus than in person. Sometimes someone passed through your booth, they express interest, but they never left you the business card, or you never provide them your business card. And in some cases, you go to an event and the most valuable business card gets misplaced, but between the time that you get there and the time that you get home, or that you get back to the office. In the digital economy, everything is recorded. That way, at the end of the expo, you can download that database and you can start interacting with those prospects. I think that that's the most important thing. Now, imagine if you add 200 microsites, that will become a big website that have the potential to do outreach everywhere in the United States and everywhere in the world. Last year, we have people from 22 different countries. But if you are a small business in Latin America or in any other country, and you have the interest to participate on the US market, especially in the Northeast, this is really important opportunity for you, because you will be able to connect with a small business owner that is located in the US, that if you build that relationship, and remember, that has 3 steps: visibility, credibility, and profitability. If you do that, the next step is that you will be able to build a relationship that will allow you to access the US market.
Luis, why don't you just share some of the stats from last year, from the virtual event, so people can kind of have an idea of what they can expect this year? And I know that the numbers are going to be greater this year, but why don't you just share some of these stats with us?
Yes, we have over 10,000 visitors last year, and they came from 22 different countries. Basically, 780 people attend all the presentations that we did with videos. You was part of the video, Ted Rubin was part of the video, Ramon de Leon was part of the video, the governor was part of the video, the two New Jersey senators, they did the opening remarks. We have a freeholder from Middlesex, Claribel Ascona Barberi, she did part of the open remarks. And that was the idea, is have the people that are meaningful for our community to encourage us to keep our doors open during the pandemic. That's just the conference hall, right? That will be open after the expo, and those videos will be available just on demand. I mean, that you don't need to be present the minute that we play that video in order for you to see it. You can come back and watch it when you have time. Now, the other thing is that is different ways that you can come to the expo. You can come to the venue. It's not a physical venue, but we are using the same venue as last year, the one that we used when we used to be face-to-face, because we want to support that business, because that business was closed for 16 months. Many of those venues have been closed for a long time, and we don't want to compete with the prime time. We want to allow them to do a lot of weddings and a lot of small events that they can generate more income just to recover from the pandemic. Now, you can come through the main entrance, you can enter through a pavilion, or you can go straight to each individual booth. I mean, each exhibitor will have an address that they can share with their through social media with their contacts, and instead of going and visit the entire expo, I can go and visit just the booth from Hisek or Uzbaek, whatever specific booth I want to visit. One of the things that I want to highlight is this. Those that complete all the features of the booth, they have double the visits compared to people that was missing a picture or a menu or a price list. I mean, if you take advantage of all the opportunities that the booth offered to you, you will have more visits and more people will be interested on visit your booth and to interact with you. That's the main recommendation. And the other thing is that, as I mentioned earlier, is people came from 22 different countries. I mean, that is not just for people that are living here in the United States or in the Northeast. If you are a business owner in any place in the United States, you don't need to speak Spanish to join us. You can speak English. 60% of the business owners will prefer to learn new subjects in Spanish, but they can have a conversation with you, and we will provide them some assistance in case that is required in order for you to have a conversation when you interact at the expo. And the last portion is the networking portion. Many people are missing those networking opportunities. And one thing that I'm 100% sure is that going forward, all the events will have a virtual portion and an in-person portion, because we saw the benefits of doing virtual events. Just think about, in order for you to participate on the expo, you don't need to pay for the flight, for the hotel, all the expenses. I mean, you can attend from your cell phone or from your laptop. This is something really important, and especially people that are abroad. They don't need to pay the flight. They don't need to get a visa. They can just come and mingle and develop those relationships in order for them to improve their business.
Luis, we have a graph on the screen right now that is showing the total number of visits per booth. So this is pretty interesting because of what you just mentioned earlier. So if you want to like highlight this graph just for those businesses that may watch this presentation and are interested in participating.
Yes. For example, the one that it says 280, I do believe that,
La Providencia.
yes, that was one of the pioneers, right? And we have in this, because they was the pioneers, those are the ones that support the event to happen. And basically what they did is each pioneer pay $1,000 in order for us to allow people that they cannot afford to participate for free. Because of that, we opened the expo early for them, and they took the time to basically use everything that was available on their booth. They put products, they put catalogs, they put prices, they put social media outlets, they put everything that was available. They also put a video, because it's two options. You can use a booth with a video or without a video. And also, they use the proper address of the video, because if you are using a video from YouTube, you need to take the long address that is provided by YouTube when you share the video. You need to put the complete address that is on the search box. You cannot use the shorter one, because otherwise the video won't play properly. But that's the difference between those booths, that they got more visitors than the others. Just think
Now look
about.
at this one. Looks like Luis, from visitors to appointments. This one is really powerful too,
Yes, of
because
course.
this is like the bottom line right here.
Yes, because the idea is you don't need to be 24/7 during the time that the expo is happening in order for you to attend. If you have a meeting, you can attend that meeting. When someone comes to your booth, you will get a notification, and the person will know that you are busy at that moment, and they will offer you the times that you are available, and you can schedule that conference call, that Zoom meeting, or that WhatsApp video call, or a FaceTime video call for later that day or for the following day. But the most important thing is when someone comes to your booth that express the interest about your product or services, now you have a plus on the list that you are getting, because it's not only people that visit your booth, it's people that are more qualified, that they really want to have a conversation with you regarding the products or services that you have to offer.
And Luis, the other good thing is, for those that sell products, for example, and let's say that they sell products to a female audience, consumers. So this is another powerful graph of the event, because it gives you an idea of the amount of, the demographics of the participants from last year.
And in reality, is Latinas open businesses 6 times faster than any other ethnic group. And that's why they are reflected. Plus, they are more active on social media. For that reason, they are a big audience. Also, we have a program called Let's Latina Entrepreneur Training Series that is just focused on Latina entrepreneurs. But as I say, this could be anyone. You don't need to be Latino to participate. You don't need to speak Spanish to participate. If you really want to connect with small businesses that are located in anywhere in the United States, this is a really good opportunity. Now, you can come and visit all of them if you want, but if you take the time to register and you use your name, your email address, your telephone number, what happens is when you interact with me, I will be able to get your information, and you will be able to get my information. That way, if you come just as a visitor, you can also develop a database of individuals that you interact with through the platform.
And look at this one, Liz, like the percentage of people that attended the virtual event from the different operating systems and browsing platforms. I really like this graph too.
Yes, especially because remember, people use more cell phones than any other device.
Exactly. That's why I wanted to show it.
Yes. Now, as a visitor, I will recommend that you can consider using the cell phone. As an exhibitor, I will recommend that you use a laptop, just because would allow you to interact differently, right?
Correct.
Sometimes you are interacting with a customer and you get a call, and now that meeting that you are having with a prospect get just disconnected, right? But I saw many people, and if I remember correctly, Laura Hoyos from Paint to Smile and Maria Nieves from Las Marias, they create their own tutorials using their cell phones, teaching other people from their own contact base, right? How to interact with the platform. Remember, last year was the first time that we ever participated on a virtual expo. And what we are trying to do here is teaching people how to use it and allowing them to practice how to use it, because in the future, if you send me an invitation and say, hey, Luis, I'm doing a virtual expo, now I'm more familiar with the platform. Now I can ask you better questions. I can ask you how many people attend. I can ask you for the database. I can ask you for the report. That way, if they are charging you 500 or 1,000, you can make a decision if this is worth it. Usually happen that we do the effort to open these events for free or a low cost for many people, and after a few months someone call and say, hey, Luis, I cannot believe that I pay 1,000 for something that you didn't charge me, and I get 10% of the visits that your event offered to us. I say, yes, but you are supposed to ask those questions to make the decision. Not everything that get offered to you, you need to jump in, right? The idea is that people learn how this works, to feel familiar, because last year was kind of a rush. We didn't have enough time. We did it almost last minute. But this year, if everybody complete their booth by July 14, they will have between July 14 and July 20 to interact with the platform and get the most out of the event.
That's a good advice. And this is the graph that shows a lot of the countries that participated last year that you were mentioning earlier, but it's good for people to actually see it. And you know what, Luis? Like I've been saying a lot lately that local businesses are global businesses right now because of the digital economy. And the fact that you are in New Jersey or California, Texas, or whatever, you as a business owner, you have to start thinking globally, and this is one reason why. And I'm glad that we have this graph to show it to folks, because if you have the capability of selling your products online, you can have clients anywhere in Latin America or Europe, just like this graph shows.
And as I say, many people in Latin America and in Europe, they have been dreaming about the opportunity to sell products or services in the United States. Sometimes that is not as easy as provide your service over the internet, but the Expo will allow you to connect with the people that can help you to sell your products or services in a new market, right? And the other thing that we have been talking about is, imagine if I'm a small business owner in New Jersey or in the United States, and I'm since the pandemic, I'm doing just breaking point. I'm not losing money, but I'm not making money. But I attend the event and I connect with someone that have a unique product or service that can change that for me. Now I will become a unique alternative in the market. Now I compete better because it's not about price, it's about new products or new services that are offered in a different way. And that's the importance. And the other thing is, remember that we have been talking forever that if you open the US Hispanic market, you will open markets on 22 different countries. Because usually when you buy something that is good, what happened? I send you sangria to San Diego. I send you, when I get a good product, I always share with you and with my family members that live in Colombia. Everybody do the same. Many companies, after they open the US Hispanic market, they realize that their products are already have presence in Latin America.
That's correct. Now let's I'm sorry, highlight again the benefits of participating. We have the list right here. And then I want you to talk about the different sponsorship opportunities for the event, please.
Yes. Basically, the idea is that the expo will open the doors for too many people to participate. We won't have the restriction of the cost of the transportation, hotel, everything that is associated when you move from one part of the country to another country to do that. The other thing is that you can attend from your home, from your office, from where you are commuting, because you can attend as using your cell phone or using your laptop. We just recommend a decent broadband, like internet broadband. That way you will have access to many other things. And the other thing is that the expo will be open for a couple of days, but doesn't require that you be there in present, physical present, in order for you to connect and to develop those relationships that you have the opportunity to do. The
Do
other
you,
thing is that you can access, you can connect, for example, the Zoom meeting or the WhatsApp or other alternatives in a way that you will be able to communicate with that people in real time. You don't need to wait until the following day or the following week. Everything could happen at the time of the expo.
do you want to talk to us a little bit about the sponsorship opportunities, Luis?
Yes, it's really important. As I say, we are focused on solidarity. If we get enough sponsors from corporations and for small businesses, we will be able to offer a good portion of the booths for free for those businesses that are not recovered yet from the pandemic. Those that have been closed for a long time, like the Pines Minor, that have been our venue for 9 years out of the 11 years, and they also deserve our support. I just want to do a shout out to Joe Amor, who is the general manager, and is a person that used to take care of us. Now is the time for us to take care of him. If we get gold sponsors, silver sponsors, we have bronze sponsors, and we have pioneers. Last year, because a lot of companies, they say, we don't have budget, we don't know if this works or doesn't work. What we ask is, we call the business owners that they was doing okay, and we tell them, let's be so in solidarity with those that are not doing that well. Can please 10 pioneer sponsors can chip in $1,000 each. If we get 10, we will pay just for the platform. This year, what we really want to do is we want to have 15 pioneer sponsors, because we also want to provide them the technical assistance, especially with the graphics and with everything that they need in order for them to complete the booth in a way that they can take the best advantage possible from the expo. If your company want to reach out to the U.S. Hispanic market, this is a really good opportunity. Please consider to join us, and please consider to share with other individuals that they can benefit from this.
And those are the prices for vendor and
Yes,
for advertising within the platform.
the platform, exactly. And I mean, as I say, imagine if you have 200 businesses talking about your brand, interacting with your brand. You are visiting your website. People are very resilient because they have been able to keep their door open. Out of all the members that we have, we only have one person that unfortunately closed the doors, and the main reason was the building was sold, and the new landlord didn't want them to be there. Right? That didn't. It was nothing related with the pandemic. But we have people that are not recovered 100% from the pandemic, and this is an opportunity for us to support them. If you have the opportunity to support the expo, the expo wasn't benefit one individual. This will benefit the community. This will benefit the collective, and the goal is how we can together move forward after what just happened to us.
That's perfect, Luis. And I'm very proud of the work that you have done over the last few years with this event, because I have witnessed it. I have witnessed how the event has evolved. Every year it gets better. Every year you get more attendees and more active participation by the business community. And last year, somehow, some way, you were able to pull it off and make it a virtual event, a very successful virtual event from the numbers that we just saw. And I'm sure this year is going to be amazing. And 2022, you're probably going to go back to your traditional location. So
I think we will do something mixed, like a virtual
hybrid
portion and in person. Yes. And Taide, I want to tell everybody, like, the best motivation is when people tell you no. I always say people, sometimes it's better that they tell me yes and they do nothing than tell me no, because that became like a personal thing. Like, I really want to help, and I really want to help a lot of people. And we didn't meet in person when we started supporting each other. You did something in San Diego, and we started this effort here. And after that, you opened the Hispanic Chamber of E-commerce that is focused on the digital economy. And after that, you just launched the Uzbaek, which is a marketplace, B2B, a B2C, which is really important. And I have been telling everybody, like, those synergies make a lot of difference. Sometimes together we do something and people think that is nationwide because you are in San Diego and I'm here in New Jersey. But small businesses are everywhere, and we also want to benefit those that are in the states that they are really minorities. They are only 10 businesses that they don't have the support that we can provide to our constituency here, right? We want to help them with technical assistance, with knowledge, and with the networking portion. I will tell you that networking, social media, and nonprofits make a difference for my professional life. That's how I have been able to provide to my family. I'm very happy that I was able to land the dream job at Valley Bank as a director of community lending here in New York and New Jersey. They do understand the power of minority businesses, and they do understand the importance of providing services to our communities and how we can make an impact on the communities that we serve. And everything happened because of social media, non-for-profits, and networking. And takes time, and I didn't have the gray hair that I have now, but I do enjoy what we have been doing, because I believe that we move the needle a little bit on the right direction to support small business.
No, and you and I know that one way to get the economy to recover faster, and one way to grow our economy is by supporting. I'm going to use the word small or micro businesses, because small businesses, it can be like 5 million, 10 million, 50 million. I mean, it goes too crazy. But you and I know that the businesses that we support are really the backbone of our economy. And I feel very connected to New Jersey and the business community in New Jersey. And just like you said, I mean, small businesses, they are no longer a local business. They can go global, they can go regional, national, depending on their capability of serving customers through the internet. But now the internet has opened up so many opportunities for them, and this virtual event is one of them. So we want to encourage and motivate any small business owner that watch this interview to take a look at the Hispanic Business Expo in New Jersey that is happening on July 20th, because you may end up with a new pool of clients in the East Coast because of this event. And also, Luis is a chairman of the statewide Hispanic Chamber of Commerce of New Jersey, which has done an incredible job over the years with Carlos Medina and the staff. You and Carlos, we go way back, and you guys have done an incredible job in New Jersey, Luis.
And I personally believe that entrepreneurship is the best way that we have to overcome poverty.
Yep.
We have 5 times more chances to save money if we start a business versus if we find a job. And the last thing is that I will invite those small businesses that are doing very well. They need to understand that they have the social responsibility to inspire other people. Like someone that is starting a business today wanna meet or wanna connect with someone that have been established or that is doing very well, just because that will allow them to dream about one day I will be like that. And that's just happened this week because Maria Nieves met Arturo Ortega and Lisette Morales met Arturo Ortega. And he owns 4 restaurants. He's opened his 5th restaurant. And I mean, he is like a hero for them because he have been working really hard developing that. And as I say, that's a responsibility that he didn't ask for, but now he has the responsibility to tell. And many times people that have a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience, they are willing to share and to chat, to connect with you, and that will bring you a long way if you have those connections. Look, we start this relationship without meeting in person, and 12 years after, we're still connected and we're still supporting each other for many reasons. It's not just business, it's many programs that we have. But I think that one day we will be able to look back and say, yes, we did the right thing. We support enough small businesses that we was able to provide like a boost to our economy, to our community.
Oh, definitely. You and I, Luis, we are all about legacy, and the work that we're doing is to leave a legacy for our children, for our community. At least something that our loved ones can be proud of, because you and I know that you cannot make everyone happy, but at least, the people that we care about, that's what matters. You have a huge heart. Mine is not as big as yours, but I try to learn from you. But
bigger than you in many.
But we try to help small businesses as much as we can. With the access of resources that we have to, the connections that we have, and this relationship that we have built over the years definitely has helped out a lot of small businesses in your area, in our area, and we're going to continue to keep nurturing this relationship.
You was able to call me during the PPP asking me some questions, and we did something related PPP just because I was getting all the information. And one thing that called my attention this week is Maria Nieves from Las Marias. She said, Luis help, or the chamber helps the people that allow them to help. Sometimes we provide the information and they don't want to get it. Like they don't believe, or they think that because we are doing something for free, that doesn't have the value that they are expecting. But in reality, those who get the information, they have been advanced and they have been achieving really great things. And we are proud of the work that we have been doing. It's not done yet, it's just the beginning, but hopefully we will be able to see those results soon.
Hey, Luis, before we go, Diego Maya says hi, by the way. But before we go, you have to convince Lupita and all the other restaurants that are actively involved with you guys to start selling online, Luis. They have to sell their food online. I want to order some of those delicious, what are they called? Pepitas that Lupita sells. They need to start selling food online.
Yes, believe me, that's one of the reasons because we are doing this. And right now we are working with Lisette Morales from El Gordo. Part of the restaurant, they sell a green sauce from Peru that is unique and it's delicious. Now she's connected with Rick Martinez from Señor Sangria, with a few other people. I just posted a video, a testimony that she did, because she spoke with me, and after that I make some introduction. She is inspired because she has been able to talk with people that already passed through that journey, and that is helping her time and money to get there. It's not free, but she is allowed to accomplish what she is expecting to do in less time, spending less money, just because she has access to the right people.
Exactly.
And I know that they will meet next week. Unfortunately, I won't be able to join them. But salud to Rick Martinez and Señor Sangria
No,
and to
definitely.
Lisette Morales and El Gordo Ederi. She is a journey that you cannot describe. You need to talk to her. But she's a dreamer. They have the first Peruvian restaurant chain in the Northeast. They own 4 restaurants right now, and they are doing the right things. And we hope that soon you will have the green sauce on Uzbaek, and they will become members of the Hispanic Chamber of E-commerce, and we will share the results with everybody.
No, definitely. We'll be more than happy to help her to promote the green sauce, which I have heard that is delicious. So remind us the date, the time, and the website, Luis, for the event.
Okay, the date is July 20th from 2 to 10. The website is feriadenegocioshispanos.com. That's in Spanish, but you can do a search in English and that will show up. And the other thing is that the deadline to complete your booth is July 14th. We want that everybody has the ability to do that, because if we need to spend time with the ones that are not capable of doing on their own, we will spend our time helping them to put the booth together and to get familiar with. And we have volunteers, students and volunteers that will help us to help the small businesses to take advantage of the platform to make this a difference for their business and their families.
I love it. I love it. I know it's going to be a very successful event. Thank you so much, Luis, for stopping by today and for sharing this great opportunity for small businesses to promote their products and services in the Tri-City area, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and beyond, because it is the internet, it is a virtual event, and it's going to have international participants just like you guys had last year. Anything else that you would like to add, Luis, before we go?
Come to visit the HISEC booth and the Uzbaek booth at the 11th edition of the Hispanic Business Expo and the second virtual edition of the Hispanic Business Expo on July 20, 2021. Thank you very much. Thank you, Taide, for your support. Thank you for always being available for us. And I hope that more people will be able to move to the digital economy, and we know what is the pathway to get to you. Thank you.
No, definitely. Thank you, Luis. Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.